What is up, guys? This is Book 2K. Today I'm going to be talking about a way you guys can complete unlimited sweat-free. This is almost like a glitch. It's almost like a cheat. It's not playing sweating unlimited, playing like a 45-minute game and getting the victory by one. This is sweat-free. You're not going to have to worry. You're not going to be playing against the best comp, and it'll be a lot faster than actually trying to complete unlimited using a 10 or 13 man lineup. So as you can see, I already completed Unlimited, and I started Unlimited Monday this week, finished it last night on Friday. So I completed all 23,000 points in 5 days. And I did this just, sitting, didn't have much to do those days, so I just played Unlimited. I wasn't stressing, I wasn't, doing settings and all that. I'm going to show you guys how you can do this. The first step is going over to my lineups. This is the lineup that I like to run. The main people on my team are Taco Fall and Victor Wembanyama. So I like they run just tall guys. You need tall guys. If you don't have tall guys, this is not going to work for you. And I understand you're looking at this and saying, well, I don't have Victor Wembanyama and I don't have the MT to get him, so this method is not for me. Well, that is not true because there are many budget options that are close to what Victor Wembanyama can do for you. And after I show you these lineups, I'm gonna go to those and I'm gonna show you some budget options that may not be as good as Wembanyama, but they're pretty close. So obviously, Wembanyama is an elite card. Can shoot the three ball very fast. He's an invincible 99 every stat. But the main thing about him is he's a 7'5" small forward. Not a lot of people have 7'5" small forwards that they can line up against him and be able to not get posted up by him. And I can consistently just back down people and abuse that matchup if they don't have a guy that's maybe over 6'10", 6'11" at small forward. That's why Victor Wembanyama is essential to my team because he is able to just drive by guys and post them up. Another guy that I really like to use is this Taco Fall. Taco Fall is an elite card. I know he came out in, what was it, March, I think? I think it was March, but this guy is still elite. Has a decent 3-point ball, and it's something you have to respect, because he can knock him down when he's left open. He's also, I mean, gets every single board, and that's so important at this point in the game too. It's just getting these rebounds. He can get offensive rebounds, and he can post up almost anyone in the game, and he does it at a very high rate too, which is very important. Like even this Victor Wembanyama, he can't post up everybody, and sometimes he's gonna miss. But this Taco Fall does not. I mean, every time he posts someone up, it's going in. I mean, unless it's a Taco Fall or a Yao Ming that he's going against, Manute Bol too. It's going in every time. So you could run Wembanyama or a tall player at the 4, and also run a tall player at the 5. But just because Victor Wembanyama has small forward eligibility, I like to run him there because I think it creates more of a mismatch. So the gold cards that you want to use. So let's set this straight here. You're using gold cards to lower your overall so you match up against worse players. I can't even count the amount of times that I've matched up against guys using sapphires, rubies, uh, even other golds that were just starting unlimited, just starting my team, and you're able to get an easy win against those guys. So we'll start with Manute Bol. Manute Bol, 7'7", is able to just lock down that paint if the guy's using someone at the power forward that I have to, kind of guard from the 3-point line with Taco Fall. I can use Manute Bol in that situation and just completely lock down the paint just because of his height and his reach. So he's a big help. If you don't have Manute Bol, and he is a little expensive, maybe 7K MT, you might not want to pay that much for a gold. So some other options you can use are guys like Bol, who is 7'2" and can play the center. Another guy you guys might want to use is Boban Marjanovic. He's down here somewhere, right here. Another very tall player, 7'3", I think. Yep, 7'3", and can do what Manute Bol does at a pretty good rate as well. So if you don't want to spend MT on that gold center, you can go to the token market and get one of these guys. Let's go to the shooting guard position now. This player is probably one of the best golds I've used all year, and he is a very good jumper, pretty good for the shooting guard position. Um, he is only 6'4", but that's all right. 80-point 3-point shot, but he can knock him down like legitimately and has a very good release. That's why I like him because he's a very fast release, and it's somewhat hard to contest, honestly. So if you need a guy that's just a shooter, um, and the reason you want this guy to be a shooter especially is when you are posting up players in the paint with these two guys, obviously they're gonna have to double team and come try to help out. You want a shooter in the corner or at the top of the key that can just knock them down when they try to do that. So at the point guard position, I put Ben Simmons. Well, there are very good things about Ben Simmons, but there's also very bad things about Ben Simmons. A very good thing is he's a 6'10" point guard. You're not going to be able to just post him up most of the time unless you're running like a Jokic at the one. You can sometimes post him up, but he is a pretty good defender, and that's something that you have to value is his defense. The bad thing about Ben Simmons is that he has no 3-point shot and hardly a mid-range shot. I've actually hit mid-range shots with him. I didn't even know his mid-range was a 46, but if you get close enough, you can actually hit a mid-range shot or two with Ben Simmons. But nobody respects his 3-point shot, so they sag off and they try to help in the paint. Well, when people are doing that, it makes it harder for people like Wembanyama, Taco Fall to score. So sometimes what I will do, move Charlie Ward to the starting point guard. Charlie Ward is not as good of a defender, but he is a 6'2" point guard that has a very good 3-point shot and a very smooth and easy release. So when people are trying to sag off on my point guard, I'll put in Charlie Ward and he can knock down some threes and help open up the court and create some more space in between my guys. All right. So as I said earlier, um, there like Wembanyama, not everyone can use Wembanyama. He's just too much MT right now. So I'm going to show you guys some budget options for guys like Taco Fall and Victor Wembanyama, and maybe some even alternate where you might have the MT, but maybe you don't like Taco Fall, so you want to use a different card. All right. So uh, the first player I would recommend is this Yao Ming. Yao Ming is a stud in my team. I think everyone knows that. This card isn't particularly expensive anymore. He was a lot more expensive earlier in the season, but then he kind of got put back in packs, and his value decreased a ton. I think you can get this guy for, I think it's like 45,000 MT now. I'll check just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty cheap. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not that cheap, but he is still a very good option, and he's relatively cheap for what you can get out of him. So he's up to 60K now, but for 60K, this card is elite. 83-point shot. He is the best player build in the game. He gets all of the rebounds. He can post up just about anybody, and he's pretty fast too. I mean, his speed has got to be pretty good. Yep, 82 speed, which is very good on a 7'6" player. That's the first budget option that I would recommend. Another guy is Mark Eaton, who came out. He's in the Encore set. Came out at the end of season 7. Mark Eaton is a lot cheaper. Yeah, a lot cheaper. He's I'm guessing like 35 to 30,000 MT, which is a little more budget. Maybe he's a little more than that, but he's a little more budget than Yao Ming is. And this card is really good too. He's 7'4", I want to say. Yep, 7'4", is an elite rim protector, has a 3-point shot, and is just very close to like a Yao Ming. I'd say he's a if if Yao Ming is like an A-list center, Mark Eaton's like a B-list center. Like he's just a tier below Yao Ming. But this card is, can get the job done too, and is very good and pretty affordable too. Small forward option, or a power forward option. But if you want a guy that can maybe dribble a little more, like a Victor Wembanyama, I'd say a good player that I would recommend for that. Well, let's start with the budget. How will we do that? So maybe I spelled it wrong. I did. Jonathan Isaac is the first guy I would recommend. He's very budget friendly. Doesn't cost a lot of MT at all. Around 10K right now, which is not a bad price at all. But let's look at his stats. So this one has 37 Hall of Fame. So let's look at this one. 95 3-point shot. That's very good. Let's see his interior defense. 97. Perimeter, 97. So right there, you can just tell he's an elite defender. Speed is a 94. Lateral quickness is a 98. So this guy is very good defensively. 6'11", small forward, and has a lot of defensive badges and a good 3-point shot. This is a guy I would recommend if you want a small forward. This is the guy I'd choose if you're a budget player. Maybe a guy that's not as much of a budget guy. At the 4, I would have to go with, I don't know. Let's check. Power forward. This guy, Anderson. Anderson is a great power forward. He just came out, has Curry slide, has, I think, the pro leaner, but I could be wrong there. 93-point shot, good defense, 94 perimeter, 97 interior. I mean, this card, for a budget card, is elite. He is elite. He doesn't get much better than that. But there are a lot of good options that you guys can run that are budget. I didn't include all of them. There's definitely more guys that you could run, but those are just some of my favorites. So I guess now that we will hop into a game, I'll try to show you guys some of the lineups that I match up against most of the time. These guys, it depends on the day, honestly, on who you match up against. Sometimes you'll match up against guys that are trying to do the same thing as you. They can have Manute Bol, Victor Wembanyama, Yao Ming. Like, I've played that team before. We're at the small forward is Victor Wembanyama, power forward's Manute Bol, and then center's Yao Ming. And like, I completed unlimited, but I quit out of those games every single time. There's like no shame to me, at least, for quitting a game. Like, that guy is gonna beat me probably 9 times out of 10, based on the fact that he has 3 players over 7'5" in height. You can't win them all, and if you're doing this method, you kind of expect that going into it, I would say. So let's see the team that this guy has. See, this is a perfect team. These are the teams that you go up against, I'd say 70 to 80% of the time. They're not very good. They run golds, emeralds, rubies, sapphires. They run all of those. This is why you run those gold cards at the end of your bench and at like all of under your lineup, is because you want to lower your overall, so you play guys like this. That is it, guys. As you can see, the game is done, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but at the bottom it says 112 to 25. The guy quit out like with like 2 seconds left, so or I guess he didn't. I guess it just said he left, but it says final at the bottom, so I don't know. So let's see what we get from the vault, and we also get that T-Mac takeover pack, which is actually really good for you guys if you're going to do this when the pack is still in the game, because I made tons of MT just off of selling the stuff that I got from the pack. Like, I'll try to show you guys here. Get this takeover pack, open it, get a gold, whatever, but you can quick sell it right away. 400 MT. There you go. So that is the method that I like to use. I think it gets me through Unlimited a lot faster, and I don't have to sweat Unlimited at all. I enjoy playing it. I get great rewards, and I just wanted to show that method with you guys. I think that it's probably one of the best methods in the game, and I'd almost call it a glitch in the matchmaking system. So if you guys like the video, I'd love it if you guys liked it and subscribed. I live stream on here occasionally. I'm going to start doing it more, especially if this video gets a good amount of views. And I will be doing this live, and I'll show you guys and help you guys out. So if that sounds like something that you would like, please subscribe. Please like the video. I'd appreciate it a lot. See you in the next one. Peace.